Financial transparency.
Financial transparency.
To me, it's consensus peer review.
Okay, hold up 1 second. So, while the proposal is being passed around, let me just check with you guys how you feel about giving it an initial 20 minutes. An initial 20 minutes. You may not need that much, who knows? All right, so, where's Tomo? Thank you for the contact. So, we're going to do 20 minutes starting now. Janet, you might want to introduce yourself.
Okay, I'm Janet Wilson, and I'm from Occupy the Road. Started in Seattle, did 42 cities across the nation, plan to do another 50. I got here to Occupy Wall Street and attended the first meeting on a Tuesday night, and there was a proposal being presented, and there was something to do with finance in there, and a comment was made, and I made a comment which wasn't in the minutes, which was concerning, but anyway, there were some things that happened that made me think that things weren't very transparent. So I started doing some research and I was listening to some people, and it seemed like there was been a request for transparency since October of last year. Because what happened is I don't think anybody expected the amount of money to come in that came in, and so it was, and I understand that it was totally a huge undertaking. But my concern is that when I tried to find out how much Occupy Wall Street had made, I couldn't find out. And the answer came up somewhere between $500,000 and $1 million, which was very, very strange to me that somebody when accounting wouldn't be able to get it within 10,000. But so let me just read this. After being in New York for a week now, it's become abundantly clear that there is some activity being performed in the OWS NYCGA Finance that's not transparent. Not only is it not transparent, but has been asked about ongoing since October 2011, which was evident by an article that was carried in the paper. I have posted information I received through various other sources to the Finance Working Group and also to the Accountability and Transparency Working Group on NYCGA.net. There you will see a stream of discussions regarding this and other finance-related issues. For over a week, I and others have been trying to decipher exactly how much is coming in donations and exactly what has been paid out in expenses. Although we've tried numerous ways to get the information, none or very little has been offered. You will see what is posted does not add up and is very much behind, which they've agreed to that they are behind. So I offered to help because I have a finance background and CFO for a clean energy company. After numerous attempts to meet with finance in order to help facilitate getting the books in order, I and others have been discredited and brushed off as troublemakers. This has been a diversion, in my opinion, so that they can continue in secrecy.
Can you speak up, please? Nobody's going to hear you. I'm sorry about that.
Or if you want to speak.
If you want to.
She's been accused of trouble.
So, to me, it's just a diversion to make me look bad. I gave all my credibility. I told them that I'm available on LinkedIn. I'm not an outsider. I'm not an infiltrator. I just offered to help. So, in light of the resistance to open and transparency dealings and to avoid any further questionable activities, I'm proposing the following: that all bank accounts be frozen, that the OWS is set up in its own nonprofit as a 501c3 so that they don't have to pay 7% to a company who, in my opinion, right now has not done very much. Stop using and paying Alliance for Global Justice. Set up a new or get control of the WePay account. The WePay account, which is where everything goes, is actually administered by one person. So one person has had access to $718,000. And that's just, I'm just reading the proposal first.
Okay, but can I read more information?
This is fact.
I'm going to ask facilitation.
I'd like to finish reading.
I'm sorry. I think it's okay to take points of information when she's finished. So can you hold? Excuse me. Can you hold that point of information?
Thank you.
So this is suggest that the new bank accounts be opened in a credit union because Alliance or Amalgamated Bank was one of the banks partially owned by Bank of America and has some trouble. You can actually Google it and find out what's going on there. And then all current members of finance be replaced with at least 3, maybe up to 5 people with whom finance experience is. And if they're not available inside, to get an outside accounting firm to do the accounting. Once the bookkeeping is done, an accountant should be hired. So I'm saying if a bookkeeper brings everything up to date, then you should have an accountant verify everything for the books for tax purposes. This person should have access to accounting and reduce the costs moving forward.
So, guys, we have a different thing we do here. We do this so that we don't take any time for waiting for applause. So I would appreciate it if you would please join us in our process. Thank you.
So I just have a quick point of information as to the truthiness of a statement in the proposal. So the We Pay account has one person on it, and that person is Chuck, who is our guy at the Alliance for Global Justice. The Alliance for Global Justice fiscal sponsorship was consented upon by the GA early on, maybe week 2, you gotta check the minutes, of Occupy Wall Street. So he is the guy on the We Pay account. It is not one of us.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. To that, Chuck said when they started, they expected that. Well, I'm just answering your question.
No, we don't do response.
It really.
I'm sorry, if there is a point of information, and there's a point of information in response, I feel it's fair to hear that point of information.
I spoke to Chuck personally, and he said when they started up, which is 2 weeks into it, they only expected to make $10,000.
I'm sorry, say that again?
$5,000 to $10,000.
That was the information.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, so we are going to open this up now for clarifying questions. If you'd like to, get on stack. We would like to keep a limit of the question to 30 seconds and the answer to
Please keep your hands up until Yoni has come up to you, and we'll make sure that he has your name down. I know this is going to be a fairly long stack, so what I'd like to do, with your permission, so that everybody can be heard, is to allow 30 seconds each for the clarifying questions, and 30 seconds with possibly an extension to 1 minute if the response needs to be that long from the proposer. Are we okay with that?
Yoni, can you just start who's on stack first?
Yeah. Yoni, could you tell us who the first person is?
Susan is first.
Susan.
Hi, Susan. Accounting is a point of information kept in the lines. Our fiscal sponsor wrote in an email today that this woman incorrectly asserted that she was our bookkeeper and incorrectly said that she was...
I'm sorry, Susan, can you speak up because there are people out here?
You can twinkle all you want.
Hold on 1 second, Susan, I'm sorry. Do we have a point of process with that?
Thank you. I will ask a question. This person incorrectly, so the information in the proposal, you want us to hire an auditor when our 501c3, we are a project of the Alliance for Global Justice. You want to freeze our bank accounts, and the people who have rolling accounts will not be able to get a penny because this woman, who we don't know, wants to freeze our bank accounts. You tell me why you want to spend all this unnecessary money.
Susan, I'm sorry.
Unnecessary money to hire an auditor when it's the responsibility of the 501c3 to make a yearly audit.
Okay, that was definitely a point of information.
No, that's a question.
I know that, but that was a point of information.
Can I respond?
There was a question.
Just wanted a question I asked.
There was a question and a point of information in there.
First of all, I just want to clarify that I called Chuck and I said, I'm just working with the accounting people. He didn't even ask me who I was. He didn't ask me who I was. And I said, I'm working, trying to get some books in order, and I would like to help the accounting. And he sent me the stuff almost immediately. Almost immediately. And if anybody wants, I will give them the phone record and the time of the email.
Wait, I'm sorry.
No, this guy's from
like,
Alliance for Global Justice.
Okay, so next on stack is Christine.
I just have one really quick question. You came before the
Actually,
GA.
wait, I'm sorry, Christine. Do you want to actually answer the question that you asked? Do you,
No, about the auditor.
about
the auditor.
Why are we spending so much money according to your thing?
I think you have to spend money on an auditor anyway. I don't think.
We don't, the 501c3 does. That's why we're paying the 7.5%.
Well, they say they don't do accounting.
Okay.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Wait.
No, but you still have to have accounting.
Get him back and forth here.
Okay, let's move on to Chrissy's question.
So basically, from what I'm just wondering, you came to the GA.
I don't want to take personal stuff too. I'm not going to answer personal questions. If this is to do with
I'm going to ask my question, and then you can decide once I ask the question, right? So, my question is, you came before the GA for funding, and your project was rejected, correct?
No, I didn't come before the GA for funding at all. I sent a proposal, I sent a proposal in December to see if OWS would fund Occupy Wall Street. I've been to 50 cities. I sent a proposal in. I asked somebody here because I was in Seattle to represent me, and they couldn't. So I sent the proposal in January, and they sent back and said there was freeze on, and if I reworded it to get solidarity or to endorse what I used, then I could propose it, which I did.
Okay.
I didn't ask for funding.
All right.
Okay, that's
Thank
30
you.
seconds. Anthony is next on stack.
Wait, can I just pause for a second? Just from now on, any questions has to be about this proposal. We appreciate your question, but it really wasn't. It's not about this proposal in particular. So just to keep that in line in the future, whenever you're making your
I
question.
just wanted to know where it came from.
Okay, Anthony.
Rather than like making calls on yourself, like on your own, instead of.
There's a question.
No. Okay. Instead of like going out of your way and like your daily things and making these calls, why don't you get together with finance or at least some people? Because I'm always around I'm part of the accounting working group. Why don't you get together with me and like we can make the
It's
calls?
an amendment.
No,
That's the question.
You're asking the proposer to do something differently.
No,
it is an
I'm
amendment.
asking her why was she not doing what she's doing?
Why didn't she?
No, your question.
My bad.
Anthony, I did. Since Tuesday last week, I sent my qualifications. I offered to help. They needed a bookkeeper. I offered to help. Christine told me to get out of the office on Tuesday last week. And since then, everybody has blocked me.
Okay, thank you. We're going to be closing stack, so if you want to get on stack, now's the time. Your last chance. And the next on stack.
What are we getting on stack? Where are we?
Clarifying question.
I'm just wondering what role
You see yourself having this.
Can you speak up, please? There are people here.
Oh, what role you see yourself having in the
Zero.
clarifying question.
I'm leaving for the roads on Monday or Tuesday. I am willing to help for a day or two if they want to help have somebody help set the books up. But I have not volunteered any further than last week when I volunteered. So it's up to you guys to decide.
Next on stack.
Okay. Janet, did you get your question? Okay. Oh, go ahead.
Is there a Henry? Okay, I'm Eric. I'm Eric, and as many of you know, I'm working on occupying the park for Mark, which involves having food every day in the park at 11:30 every day. Will your proposal, but I view occupying the park as critical to the movement. It's what we do. We occupy. And I think food is critical to keeping people warm and happy. Will your proposal kill my project?
I would let the GA decide. I'm open to
What I'm saying is
amendments.
your proposal ends all possibility of spending money out of those accounts, correct?
I said freeze the account.
Freeze the accounts. So just freeze the accounts. Not an account. Just freeze
But
the
I just
accounts.
said I
means
would
I can't feed people in the park.
Yes.
Okay, so it kills my project.
Okay. Next on stack.
Now, that question was asked. The person answered the question.
What's the name?
Question wasn't answered.
It's Occupy Curve.
I'm sorry, Eric. Can we go on, please? There's like
Can I
7 or 8 more people. Yeah. Yes.
Okay, my understanding and what I was told is that we were paying $10,000 a week for kitchen. I saw what the food is that came here was 4 trays of beans and rice and something, and I just thought that was a little excessive.
Whatever, Commissioner. We have a budget for 10,000. We routinely spend way less than that.
Okay,
Usually about 4 or 5,000.
I wasn't aware because I didn't get any
It's
numbers.
36 times.
Wait, hold on 1 second. I'll let you finish, and then we'll take all the points of information.
I just thought that since the camp is no longer, who are the occupiers that are being fed? How many?
Okay. Point of information. Wait, people, hey, we were doing so good. Let's keep it.
I want to go on stack.
Oh, you want to go on stack? You had a point of information?
No, I had a question. I was on stack.
You have a point of information.
I'm on stack.
She was next on stack.
Hello?
Wait, point of information.
Yes, two of them. First one, the People's Kitchen doesn't just feed occupiers, it feeds anyone that...
Thank you.
Real support. Real support, we do too. Yes, we feed everybody.
Exactly.
The second point of information, you said that when you asked about the kitchen budget, you got no answer. You asked me about the kitchen budget in one of the open meetings, and I told you that they don't, and I told you that they don't always, and I told you that they do not always spend the whole 10,000. They usually spend about 5,000 to 6,000.
I just went by what Christy said.
Okay. Thank you. Oh wait.
You also spoke to me about it.
I'm sorry. I was just approached, and I want to put this out to the community because this is for the community. It's a general assembly for all of us. I was just approached by somebody who said that I personally was not being impartial. If you feel that that's the case, I'm more than willing to step down. I'd like a temperature check on that, please.
Good job, Melanie.
Thank you.
Melanie, you're good.
Thank you. Okay, so let's move on. Who's next on stack?
Katana?
Yeah, that guy.
Gaetano.
Wait, sorry. Wait, hold on. We have a point of process. I have no idea.
We can ask the person, but that would be taking away from the time that we dedicated to this proposal, and most of the twinkles were up, so I don't see why take the time.
Let's just move on from here. Nathan.
Yeah, no, I just want to say that it was already consensus defined by the group that they would like it to continue. We're now taking time away from the proposer and the proposals.
That's exactly what I just said.
Thank you. Who was next on staff? Esther.
Speak louder, please.
Can you just speak up?
My question is, why does it have to be specifically somebody you have chosen? That's just my question.
I have chosen?
Yes.
For what?
Because it seems to me like you have to make a change.
Wait, people.
That's a question of
Whoa.
Can we let the person with the question finish?
And you know, I'm sorry about that. I don't know you from Adam and Eve. I've been at school. It just, everything that we've been a part of, all of us that have been here from the beginning, it's kind of strange that somebody walks in and just changes everything. Like, how do you expect, all right, let me rephrase my question. How can we administer, how can we all administer the money or the guy that you're hiring to manage the money?
Okay, I didn't say anything about a guy, first of all. And I said it was 3 to 5 people, of which you can choose, or an outside firm, depending on what you want. So I'm not dictating anything. And just an FYI, I was here on October 3rd. I am more attached to Occupy Wall Street than any other city. I started here, and I spread the mission as I went through my trip about Occupy Wall Street.
Okay, I was just made aware of somebody who was on staff who didn't get to speak, but I want to make sure that that person gets heard. So does that answer your question? Okay. Gaetano, is there somebody named Gaetano here?
I think he walked away.
Ask a question?
He walked away.
He walked away. Okay, so if Gaetano comes back, please let us know.
What's up? Well, I was already skipped. Since I was skipped by facilitation, I'm good. So thank you. I'm ice. I'm on stack.
Thank you, Gaetano.
Hermes. Can you just repeat it a little louder?
I wanted to know if you orchestrated. It's very orchestrated.
I don't feel comfortable answering that because I don't have all the facts. So I would give the benefit of the doubt to the accounting group, and until such time as it's being verified,
Wait,
No,
hold,
you have not discovered.
hold on one second. Sage, I'm sorry.
No, the answer, I believe the answer was that they don't, that the proposer does not have enough proof, information to make that call, to say yes or no. I would like to say that we have about 1 minute left now in our time, and how many people on stack? 7 people on stack. Stack is definitely closed at this point, but I would like us to get through all of these questions because I believe the community feels this is an important issue and it's important to address it. So how do we feel about giving it another 10 minutes? Oh, that's very mixed. That's really mixed. And everybody's participating. Actually, it doesn't look good at all now.
Can I ask a simple question?
No. Sure. No.
It's
not on process. Not on process.
Can I ask that finance be excluded from voting since it's about finance?
What?
Oh my God. Let me clarify. Let me clarify.
Yeah, clarify.
Because it's very difficult to have a general assembly with lots of people trying to talk over each other. So can we please pay attention to the one voice whose information we need?
Okay, so I would like to clarify that because for all the GAs that I've been to, I have not seen the signers of the account. And when I asked, I was told that they don't go to the GAs because they feel that it's a conflict of interest and that they are the treasury, and so they keep separate. And so if that's the case, then that should include this meeting too. But
This woman is full.
No, you better.
Yeah, Bobby.
I'm a sign on the bank account.
Yeah, you were told.
Actually, Sage is right. We don't clap here because we want the time. And this place actually closes, remember?
So no extension.
I'm not voting.